Hello, I just thought I'd make a quick video getting some cars ready for Keep It Reet's intermediate day on Monday. In the Forester at the moment, so one last drive with this thing, purely just because I've got two of the stock CVs left, and that'll just be before the 4-link goes into the car, so I thought I might as well use up the last of the shafts I've got. So got a few things to do on the Forester, as well as the Skyline, you know, get some tyres fitted and all of this sort of thing. So yeah, righto, so with the Forester what we've got to do, picked up these wheels for the front, some Wed Sports. Basically want to go a bit wider in the front, but before going, you know, extended lower control arms and everything, just something to replace the STI wheels I've got at the moment, which are 7-inch wide and, you know, like I think they're plus 55. So got some 5x100 to 5x114 adapters. I think we should be right to fit these without having to cut studs. And yeah, so if I've used the calculators correctly, we should get about 50mm more poke and a bit more inner clearance as well. Plus they've got like a 235 on them, so I used to always run a semi on the front on the old car, but I think now I'm just going to go to a street tyre, air them down if anything, because most of the time I found I was airing up the semis anyway. So yeah, we've got that to do. Got to mount this seat, which we've borrowed off Steve. Just got to try and get that fitted, so at least we've got something, because we don't have harness or anything just yet. So that'll be temporary. Got to make up some mounts, so I do have some of the L brackets there. I'll see if I can make it work with the factory rail. If I have to make something up, then that's what we'll do. There are aftermarket rails, so that's a problem for later. But beyond that, there's just a few little things, just test a couple of bits out, check the alignment. I have been playing with it, and I've gone a bit excessive in the front with toe out. So yeah, chuck wheels on and have a look at what the alignment's doing. So alignment wise, it's pretty much just been sort of eyeballed. That's sort of the point it got to with the last car as well. But yes, I've definitely gone way too much toe out on this thing this time around. So get a bit of toe into it. I think I remember how much I did last time, so I'll just do about the same each side and just sort of see how it feels and tweak it if I need to. Alright, so definitely poking a bit, but they look pretty cool. Obviously I don't have the same for the rears. The rears eventually will end up 5x114 as well. So you know, I would probably go for a match set, but inner clearance, you know, that's one sort of thing I was worried about with the Subi, and it did get mentioned to me, just with sort of how wide, you know, the engine compartment is, obviously with the engine that's facing the wrong way. So hopefully this gives us a bit more clearance. It is a decent bit wider, but the extra track in the front I have sort of found in the past, it does make it a lot nicer to steer. Looking there, we're pretty sort of tight to the inner plastics, but clearance overall doesn't look too bad. It is going to change once the wheels are on the ground. Just have a look the other way. Yeah, not too bad at all. Like, I think we're probably just going to hit plastics at worst. Yeah, not too bad. They look pretty cool. Picked them up for a good price with the tyres that are on them. I did raise the car up just because with the CVs that I've kept braking, as sort of to be expected. I did look last time it was on the ground with how low I had it, and the angle of them was like pretty crazy. So hopefully by raising the car up, it sort of gets them a bit more level and just reduces how long it takes to brake them, really. But yes, definitely a band-aid situation for that one, but these should be good. Right, wheels are on. Just going to have a quick look underneath, just see if there's anything sort of major going on. You know, quick check of sort of tie rods and all of this sort of thing. See if there's any bushes worn, or you know, anything more that's going to make things fail other than the Subaru part of it all. I guess the goal is to make the engine last longer than the CV is about it. So just make sure the back of the transmission's still dry, because obviously had that off to get it rear-wheel drive. Gearbox mounts, all that sort of thing, not too bad. Center bearing I think was alright last time I checked. Bit of movement, nothing bad. Diff, no leaks from the diff, that's always good. CVs, so far I've had one snap in the actual joint of the CV, and the other two have had snap have actually sheared off inside the hub. So you know, there was quite a substantial amount of like wheel hop happening, more so from like a standstill. So you know, diff bushes is sort of the feedback I got, which you can see there's a decent bit of movement. My concern, I think, while still having, you know, this rear end in, was just that I would end up braking diffs instead of CVs. So you know, it was sort of a thing where I would rather CVs over diffs. All of these little bits of movement in the bushes, you know, would contribute to that hop, but you know, not going to be an issue for too much longer. Decent bit there. If I went solid bushes, it could help, but you know, I never really had an issue with braking them at speed. So I'm sort of hoping that with the car raised up a bit now, it should be okay. But yeah, quick check over, and then move on to the next bits. You know, just run through sort of the scrutineering stuff, like check lights and all of that sort of business to make sure it's all right for Monday, and then yeah, look at getting the seat mounted. Right, so just put it down on the ground now. Pretty much got the weight off it. I don't think I'm going to have any issues with like guards needing to get them rolled, just with, you know, how much the gap we got in there at the moment. So that's with the weight of the hoist. So I don't think that's going to be an issue, just from, you know, the super accurate eyeball alignments. Maybe one of these days I'll get some toe plates, I don't know. I think I'm still a bit too much in the front toe out, so I might actually bring each side in probably half a turn or so, just to make sure that, you know, if I can reduce how much I got to play with it on the day, that would be better. But yeah, probably half a turn extra, and from then just going to do a quick check of oils and everything, see if the head gaskets are leaking more than they probably already are, and yeah, just have a quick look at fluids, and then that should be right to get it off the hoist and fit a seat, which is always the most fun thing to do. But yeah, so chuck a little bit more toe in each. Looks like the left hand side needs a touch more than the right, so get that done and then we should be right. Right, so everything looks pretty good. Surprisingly there's a decent bit of oil staying in the engine, which is cool. So I'm going to run down, pick up the tyres for the 31, at the same time see if they've got some hub centric rings just for the front wheels. Yeah, just because the wheels that are going on it compared to what those hub adapters have got is a decent bit different, so just to stop the stress on the studs and everything like that, because don't want to learn that lesson again. So yeah, run down and get those and come back, and I think I'm trying to avoid this seat. It seems a bit like it at this point. So actually change of plans. I'm going to pull the pin on trying to get this seat mounted into the FOS, just because of the design of the factory rails to basically to try and get this seat mounted. It's a decent bit of fab work, and to be honest, for how long I actually think the car will last, I just don't think it's worth it. There are aftermarket rails and everything available for them, so that'll just be the way I'll go. To use the stock seat for, you know, however many laps I actually get in, won't be too bad. It's a little bit annoying because it does make a significant difference, the seat, so it's just not worth it. I've sort of weighed it up and the time it'll take to sort of get the rails to work versus really sort of the time I've got to do it all in. Yeah, not going to worry. So anyway, going to get the factory seat back on, and then that'll be pretty much it for the Forester. So I've still got to get the 31 ready as well, but I'd rather sort of be ready, have a bit more time to play with. So yeah, anyway, factory seat goes back in. Righto, gone back, got the 31, couple of little bits to do. I've resealed the diff hat where it's leaking, check over a couple of bits. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever take 2 cars to a drift event again, even just trying to figure out how getting them all there tomorrow is on Monday. Yeah, it's proven to be difficult, but anyway, get the 31 sorted because it's probably going to be doing most of the work, so let's get... Right, so managed to find a gasket for the diff, which is good because it's got a decent leak to it. Current problem that we're facing is just with the lights. Yeah, there's been a couple of things you can see by the wiring that was going to the fuel pump that's been rectified on track last time, so I'll clean that up. There's some pretty questionable wiring going on. Pretty clear why a lot of the lights weren't working on the back. Just few broken globes and, you know, indicator in where the reverse is meant to be, all that sort of fun stuff. But yeah, obviously the couple of fuses blown from the globes just bouncing around and doing whatever they wanted, so, and shorting out. But yeah, gonna go through, replace fuses and globes that we need to, and hopefully we'll be right. So this is what we're dealing with the diff. Pretty bloody certain that it is the gasket absolutely pissing out, which is lovely. There's a couple of things that made me wonder that this thing has hit a gutter pretty hard on the left hand side, but I don't think it split the tube. I know that can sort of happen, but yeah, I remember looking at it a while ago and it did definitely seem like it was from the diff cover. So I got a new gasket, slapped that one on. Ew, it smells horrible. Yeah. Right, so I started to drain it. The oil coming out does look gross. It looks disgusting. There's half a tube of sealant on it. Sort of hard to tell exactly where it was leaking from, but yeah, it doesn't look great in there. I did give it I was trying to check the backlash because I do know that it seemed like there was quite a substantial amount. I'll clean the gears up to have a look at how they're meshing first, but I'm starting to actually think it's actually the spool or something in it, because yeah, the way the movement isn't actually in the pinion, it's sort of in the axle to the crown, which is pretty sort of concerning. I'm not really ready to pull it all apart. It looks like it's got a full spool in it, which is sort of weird. I don't know. I mean, whatever works. Maybe I don't want to look at why it's making bad noises. It's probably just going to end in sadness. So I think I'm just going to clean it all up and reseal it. Lovely. Surface is all cleaned up. It did look like there was a couple layers, so I'm pretty sure, I don't really know what happened. It seems like maybe the last time it got sealed, or it didn't get fully cleaned or something, but given it a good clean, done the same with the hat. I do have a gasket, but I'll put a thin layer of Permaseal on it as well, just to sort of be safe, because there is a couple of gouges there. I've also, yeah, since done a little bit of reading and got a couple of replies on Instagram just about the full spool that's in it, and it does sound like some of the cheaper sort of quality ones can cause a little bit of issue, a bit of noise and chatter or whatever. So, you know, that would sort of make sense. I'm sort of glad it's not the pinion, to be honest. That would sort of, you know, but yeah, if I could avoid rebuilding it, then that'd be great. But it does seem like it's sort of somewhat to be expected with full spools. I don't know, I've only ever welded them on mini spools. So anyway, clean her all up and reseal it and slap it back together. Definitely forgot about the camera, to be honest, but yeah, diff is all sealed up back together. Just waiting for the last little bit to drain out from the fill. Just had like a fuel pressure reg that I had to secure in the engine bay. Cut a long story short, I was a bit off about how the car was driving the whole time, just being non-turbo 411. You know, it seemed like it was a little bit down on power, and then took it down to Dr. Drift, and then found out very quickly it's had injectors put in it that are about twice as big as factory and not tuned. So explained a lot, explained why it burned your eyeballs to be near it. But yeah, basically he's chucked a adjustable reg in for us, done a bit of a road tune. But yeah, no, it's running a lot better now, and it seems like it's picked up a bit, and it's not just, you know, flooding the thing. So secured that pretty much now. It's just, yeah, little stuff, mount a fire extinguisher, and I think we're pretty much right to go, which is cool. Still got a day to spare, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, wait for this diff oil to drain, give the diff a bit of a wash, clean up all that old oil, and then should be right to go. And that's a wrap. So that's today done, which is cool. Got both cars fuel gauge, both cars pretty much ready. So load everything up tomorrow and head out first thing Monday morning, which is good. Good to be a bit prepared. So glad there's no work that has to be done tomorrow, which is cool. Yeah, pretty keen to get driving. I don't think the forest is going to last that long, which is why I'm bringing both cars. 31 will last probably all day, I would imagine. So get a few laps in with the Forester while I can, and then yeah, onto this bad boy. So I'll load up tomorrow, get some videos there. Right, so morning of, got the Forester loaded on the trailer, and we'll go drop it off and come back with the Skyline, drive the Skyline down. I was about to tow the Skyline with the Forester, but would like to, you know, have the trailer just in case. So yeah, I drop the cars off at Calder Park, and then woohoo! Just got to Calder in the 31. Bit of a bumpy ride over, but nevertheless got here. Yeah, pretty keen. So just got a couple little things to do. Just the hydro, need to adjust it a touch. Yeah, otherwise should be pretty right to go. Pretty excited. Feels like it's been a while. We did a skid pan event not that long ago, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long the Subi lasts more than anything. So get everything unpacked and righto, all good. We've got both cars scrutineered, so going to go out in the Subaru first. Not really expecting an awful lot out of it, to be honest, but hopefully we can just get a couple laps in and sort of see how it steers and handles. Yeah, pretty keen to get back on track. So yeah, if all doesn't go too well with the Subaru, at least the Skyline's there. So going to be pretty interesting. Going to see, my hands are going to be all over the joint. It's been a bloody while since I've been out, so see how we go. Well, the handling was pretty average. Wasn't expecting an awful lot really, but interesting to get a feel for it. Might need to throw some air in the front. You just feel a little bit upset, but Didn't break an axle, that's always a good start. Next section's a bit of a better sort of S, so I think I'll need to help the car transition a fair bit. Not sure how much positive caster would actually help it, but we'll have a play, sort of see how it goes. Yeah, it's definitely washing the fronts out a fair bit, so I'm going to increase the pressure in the front. Can just feel it rolling a decent bit as well, so sway bars or something will probably need to happen, but yeah, not bad. Sort of surprised. Can't believe I haven't broken a shaft. Right, aired the fronts up a bit. Hopefully it helps with the front sort of feeling like it's washing out. See how we go. Definitely a bit, steering's going to need work, which is, I guess, pretty inevitable. Yeah, the self-steer is obviously pretty crap, but I mean, we are just working on a standard knuckle. It's not as bad as I thought. The self-steer is definitely average, but hopefully just caster, a bit of caster. Yeah, no, not too bad though, not too bad at all. I don't know about the handbraking thing with autos, I can't really remember what the go is. I think it's fine, there's just maybe a little bit of a delay, but yeah, not too bad. I'm just surprised I haven't broken an axle by this point, to be completely honest. So, do a few more laps, might jump in the 31 for a bit just to sort of, you know, jump in something that's going to feel a bit nicer, but still pretty good so far. Right, so Subaru went well, going to jump in the 31. Unfortunately I forgot all the mounts for my camera, so I don't really know if I can sort of get something working in this, but I'm going to just go for some laps first and then worry. So just a little bit of an update. Been out in the 31, been struggling a bit. It does feel like there might be a touchdown on power, so I've sort of played with it a wee bit, but something seems a bit off, like just really struggling to hold the drift. So I've actually been out in the forest probably more. It's been not bad, haven't broken any axles, which is cool. I'm going to air the rears of the Skyline up to 80 now and see if that helps us, so see how that goes. Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty surprising. Like, it obviously needs a fair bit of help steering. I'm just amazed I haven't broken an axle. we'll see how this next stick goes. Yeah, definitely needs a lot of help transitioning, but I think that's a pretty easy fix. Like power's all stock, it's got a boost T, but I think I'm running standard boost, so you know, just a little bit of boost is enough. Like it's enough to help it, it's enough to get going. Yeah, no, it seems to be alright. Like power band, I don't know if it's just because I've been driving the non-turbo Skyline for a bit, but it seems to be pretty manageable. Like for auto as well, with that sort of slight delay, I guess it feels like it has compared to manual, it seems to be holding up alright. Pretty shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like if you had sway bars it'd be significantly better.
Yeah.
And I think like, because it's standard knuckle at the moment, just a little bit faster it'd be good. But it's actually,
these all-wheel drive, yeah?
Yeah.
So probably wouldn't have that much lock and stuff, would it?
No, it's fuck all.
Because of the all-wheel drive aspect.
And you've got like super narrow wheel arches, so not bad. Like, interesting. Bit shit, but yeah. So loaded up, ready to go home. It was a little bit of a disappointing day in some aspects. The Subaru actually outdid the Skyline by a long shot. Went through a pair of tyres and didn't break any axles or anything else, but yeah, there's something going on with the Skyline. It's a bit down on power. It's, you know, at first I thought it was maybe me not getting used to non-turbo and everything, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to do some checks on it later, like comp test it, or I'll start with the comp test, I suppose. Like, it's definitely struggling, and it shouldn't be. Like, you know, having to slip the clutch the whole time in third to keep something going around a corner with like 80 psi in the tyres isn't right. So anyway, overall it was good. The Subaru did better than I thought it would. A few things that I've sort of gained from it, you know, need some sway bars, have some upgraded sway bars, and steering definitely is something that is going to have to be done. Stock is not going to work. It's just it's a workout. It's a workout to try and get it to steer. But linked a few corners in it, which was sort of cool. Didn't blow the engine up, which is even better. So yeah, overall good to be back out. Good to have a play with the Subi, which is cool. So anyway, gonna wrap it up. Yeah, next time I'll do some investigating on the Skyline, see what I can find, and yeah, so thanks for watching anyway. Made it this far. See you in the next one.